got to make, are we supposed to call you Trenton or is it Trent?
You see, I get that question a lot. I'm good with either.
All right.
I'm good with either.
I'm a history major. I like Trent.
You like Trent? We'll go with Trent then.
There we go.
On TV, they said your teammates call you Shaggy. Is that correct?
I have been called Shaggy quite a bit, as you can probably guess.
I wonder
by now.
why.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's up to you if that's a negative or positive, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. No, I love Scooby-Doo.
Oh,
Great show,
nice.
great show. So I'm good with it.
How has Keller been, especially in a game like this where he's obviously struggling? What's he like in the huddle?
I think he's the same dude as he is. When he's not struggling, he's pretty consistent on how he is as a person. I love him. He's a good dude, great dude, and he's still confident. And I think as a group we have to become more confident in each other. But he's still confident in trying to instill his, what the plays are and control the offense there.
I'm curious, speaking for myself, I'm as guilty as just ball watching during a game as anyone else, but how you would evaluate how the passing game is coming along, both behind the line of scrimmage and past the line of scrimmage?
Right. I think this week is evident that we didn't really execute, and there's so many little things that involve execution. I think that if you were to evaluate the game in other ways, you could say this guy didn't do this or that guy didn't do that. A lot of it falls on the quarterback. Not saying it's his fault, but a lot of blame from the group just goes to him because that's the role, and that's tough because, sometimes I didn't get out of my break right, or sometimes I didn't keep my line or look up timing, and go. Sometimes there's look timing when you're supposed to look. So a lot of it falls on him when it's actually a group effort, I believe.
Did UCLA recruit you?
UCLA did, yes.
And describe what happened.
I didn't get recruited by them early, but in the end they gave me an offer and wanted me to take an official visit there, and I just didn't because I was, chose here, and it was just sort of my place, and I didn't really want to flirt around with other schools at that point.
How does UCLA's coverage compare to San Diego State in terms of man, zone, pattern matching, stuff they like to do with you guys?
UCLA is a big man team. They're definitely cover one man coverage type of team, whereas San Diego State's got that sort of three-spoke defense with the three safeties. It is a little bit different. So UCLA in that sense is a very traditional man coverage team. And I think they're just going to challenge us out there, we haven't put great stuff on tape, but I think as a group we can get the job done, and I think it should be a fun one.
I was wondering, looking back on the San Diego State game and the problems they presented you guys with and kind of working with the coaches now to present solutions, what you kind of want to see in the passing game that you think can get you guys going, because I'm assuming this is collaborative effort going forward. Definitely.
I think, a lot of times when things don't go well, you got to have some sort of change, right? And I think as a group, maybe we need to watch more film, or we need to do something to instill some confidence there. And I think, I don't think personally anyone can really stop us if we're really on our game. But I don't believe we have been. And so I think that this week, we just need to work more, watch more film, and just be on the same page and everything. And I don't think it should be an issue there.
Fans have a theory that coaches' play calls are messages to their own team. How much stock do you guys put in the middle of a game? Coach decided to go for it. He didn't decide to go for it. This is what he thinks of it. Is that real, or is that a narrative that kind of lives outside?
Well, it's easy to sit there, and I'm not saying, it's easy to sit there on the sideline and go, oh, he should have done this or he should have done that. But if you look at the play sheet and all the scenarios they have worked out, it's actually incredible to look at that, because they have, whether you should take a knee, they have 1 timeout or 2 timeouts, or whether it's 2 minutes, they have all that worked out on the sheet. So, I personally sometimes I'm like, oh, let's go for it on 4th, but I'm a guy who plays Madden, and I'll go for 4th and 20 on my own 20. So you can't really take my opinion there. So I think they know so much more about it than really anyone watching it, unless maybe Tony Romo's out there watching it, No. But they know so much more about it that it's hard to argue, and I think it's, you just got to trust it there.
Well, honestly, though, just tell me this. Were you surprised when he didn't go for it on 4th and 1?
Was I surprised?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I was surprised. I think at times, you got to have the right decision, the right thing to do. I'm gonna do my role, and I didn't do my role well enough to, not have it be 4th and 1. So we got to get the job done there. But that's just how we're gonna play the game. We're gonna do our role, and we're gonna let the coaches do what they're, paid to do, and they've done well in the past.
Well, you're going to be a good politician.
And was wondering, again, this may be just something that, for my view, is incorrect. So I'm wondering your view about the short and intermediate passing game and how that can help get an offense going and help make more manageable situations for you guys. How you would grade that out, and not just San Diego State, maybe so far this season, of presenting easy looks for Keller to kind of get the ball rolling.
Yeah, no, I think that, like a lot of people say in basketball, like, you get the free throws, you get your shot right. And I think we need to just get in a rhythm a little bit. And I think, we went with Rice opening game and really didn't get in a rhythm because everything worked. You can't really get in a rhythm there. And then USC was a good team. They were a solid team. And, I think we just got to keep working on the little minute details and get in a rhythm so that we can just, execute our offense.
And talking about a major positive so far this season, your view of what Bryce Love has been doing so far. He's been so dynamic that he practically wasn't even past the line of scrimmage, and Keller Chris was signaling a touchdown on one play. What makes him so special so far this season?
He's a hard worker. He works on everything. He's a great back, and as you can see, he's explosive. He's had probably, I don't know numbers, but five or six 50-yard runs. So, to have that in the first 3 games of the year is incredible. So he's a great back, explosive and elusive, to the point that it's scary.
Even though you've already had one conference game played this year, you really start to get into the meat of conference play starting this week. What changes when the season segues into Pac-12 play?
I don't know. It feels like the same thing, but I think conference, is a little more. We know those guys. We play them week in and week out, so it's like we know what their coaches are going to do. We know a lot of the players on those teams, and especially if you're talking like SoCal teams. I know most of those players on those teams, so it's just sort of, I guess, familiarness there. That's a word.
It's not easy for freshmen to get on the field here. Can you talk about one attribute of Connor's that you think has helped him the most to be able to play as much as he has already?
I think his work ethic. I think his work ethic alone has just been impressive to watch. He loves to get in the playbook. He's always asking questions. And I think that'll take him far here and just far in life. I think that portion of his mindset is great.
And also on Connor, when you consider he was an all-state running back in Washington, he had incredible rushing statistics. He comes here and he's a wide receiver. Can you talk a little bit about the added level of difficulty that brings?
You got the pro-style offense, and that's, it gets complex. I think he has been able to evolve as a receiver. He came in maybe a little bit rusty, as expected. He played running back. But he's been able to evolve as a receiver, and he's been, he's real athletic, great young player, and I think he's going to have a bright future there.
Anything else for Trent? Thanks, Trent.
Thank you.
Thanks, Trent.
Thank you, Trent.
Good luck this week.
Thank you.